Hello, welcome to another stream. How about that? How about that? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today is Sunday, and that means today, according to the schedule, we continue to continue doing game development. That's exactly what we'll continue doing. Hello, Sharp Claw. Hello, MCourse94. I Good Duke, Columbetka, John Paddy McGuinness. Okay, hello. Antonio Hamikovi. Scarface PW Lorenzoi 1. Hello. Welcome. Really glad to see you all today. So, as already mentioned, we continue doing a game development in C++. Surgeon Brain not found. Very funny. Thank you so much for... Okay. Maybe one day I'm gonna create it, don't worry about it. I stream chess. Hello, welcome. So as already mentioned, today according to the schedule, we're continuing doing a game development in C++ without using any, pesky engines like a Unity or Unreal Engine. So you can find the source code of the game here, and you don't stream chess. God fucking damn it, Jesus Christ. The chat keep debating me today. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. So you can find the source code here, and let's get started. How about that? So let's go here. I don't remember what exactly we were doing yesterday, but I think we were refactoring some shit, as usual. What else can I do with my game, if not refactor? Design the actual gameplay? No, of course not. Wait a second, I want you to do prune. So yeah. We even merged something. Alrighty. Let's merge origin mustard. Okay, that's actually a lot of changes. Let's rebuild everything. Shouldn't take that much long, hopefully. Because we're not using like a separate compilation, we're using single compilation unit, and single compilation unit is faster in some cases. It actually depends. But in our case, it's faster. Then recompile each individual translation unit. It would be interesting, actually, to compare like a separate translation unit compilation for this project with the single compilation unit. But that will require like creating completely separate makefile. Shouldn't be that hard, but I just, at some point I have to do that just to see how fast it's gonna be. Alright, and if we take a look at the game itself, this is how the game looks like. You can do pew pew pew. You can even do pew 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 with different projectiles, right? You can place the blocks, and different blocks are vulnerable to different kinds of projectiles, right? For example, you cannot destroy ice blocks with this. You can only destroy them with fire, right? And dirt blocks are not, vulnerable to fire. You can only destroy them with water. This doesn't look like water, I know, but I don't have a I don't have an assets for water. So I don't really have an assets for water. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. Yesterday we were separating the animation definitions from the animation states, and I forgot to actually check a very cool thing, like the real cool consequence of this refactoring. So let me try to do something. Okay, so I stopped the game, so we're in a step mode, right? We're in a step mode. So, and now I should be able, on the fly, to switch the animations of the projectiles. That was not really possible before, because the state and the definitions were not separated, but now it should be possible. So if I go to the assets, maybe assets config, and for example, we have a fire animation, and what if I replace this fire animation with projectile idle? Yeah. So essentially I do something like this. So fire animate, just straight up plasma bolt. I save it, and yeah, there we go. I can change them on the fly, like literally, and I can continue stepping through the game, and I can bring them back, right? And Yeah, there we go. They're back. So I can actually like change on the fly a plane animation. So that's what like the whole point of this thing. Yeah, and the same thing should work for sounds as well. I should be able like switch on the fly the currently playing sounds, but this one is kind of difficult to test because you cannot stop all of the sounds in the game right now and then just swap them out. But I don't know, theoretically it should work. But yeah, so it's kind of cool. What if they have different kind of frames? I think it should handle that. Let me see. So if we take a look at the definition of the frames in Mat, if I can find one, though, I think they're located in the sprites. So I don't know why Emacs is so slow today. So I think it is handled in update. So if I go to sprite cpp frames animate update. There we go. So essentially, if they have different kind of like frames and stuff like that, they're gonna wrap around anyway. So it's gonna be handled by so the answer to your question is this. So I think it should be handled properly. Yeah. So, and this is the actual benefit of, you know, separating the state from the definition. Here's the random question: why the cast here float in a camera CPP? Maybe because it is not float, and I need float in that particular context. Why else do we use casts in C++ and C? I think that's the primary reason why we use casts there. All right. So yeah, and let's continue developing. So this was yesterday, and let's take a look at what we have for today. But screen width is const float. Well, in that case, it's probably historical. Maybe initially it was not float, and that code was written when it was integer, and then they refactored something, and it became float. So this is how usually it happens, right? You're probably not very experienced software developer, because an experienced software developer usually doesn't ask this kind of question, because they know how big code bases evolve and how these kind of situations happen. So yeah. But that's okay, it's actually okay, so majority of people here are not really experienced, and maybe you will learn something. We'll see. Alright, so what do we have here? Add animate files parser. Okay, so we have different kind of like formats and stuff like that. And we don't... Well, I feel like this kind of stuff is not really interesting for the stream, but it could be good as a warm-up. Just write perfect code already first try. Yes, exactly. Yeah. You have to write perfect code first try. Never refactoring anything. It should be perfect first fucking try. If you don't, you're a failed software engineer. Get the fuck away from the industry. Yes, and that's why I'm unemployed, by the way. Release data pack building based on assets. This one sounds interesting, actually. Do I want to work on it today? I haven't worked on like gameplay stuff for a while, so I'm not sure if I want to do that. Do you think guys should have different sounds when they're shot? I kind of want to try something, specifically here. There's nothing ice projectiles can damage for now. We can try to add something here. So one of the things I wanted to do is when an ice projectile hits the fire projectile gets cancelled out, but the water projectile but the ice projectile turns into a water projectile. So this is what I wanted to do. So yeah, sounds like an interesting idea, but at the same time, I think I want to finally replace the assets for this thing. And that's probably going to be the first step. Though writing mediocre code is quite the job security. Yes, exactly. I think I even explained that writing bad code gets you fired and writing perfect code gets you fired, because basically you're coding you out of job. So the only thing that selectively survives in the software industry is a mediocre code. Because you need things to do to maintain your job. And this is not a joke, by the way. This is how it actually works. It's not a fucking joke. If you write the perfect code, you're gonna get fired. If you write a bad code, you're gonna get fired. You have to write mediocre code to survive on your job. And that's what majority of people do. And that works out. Okay. Suddenly I'm more optimistic about my future. Agree pretty much. Yeah, exactly. That's how the entire software industry works, by the way. If everybody wrote the perfect code, we wouldn't have a software industry at all. So it doesn't want to be fired from Twitch. I mean, I cannot be fired from Twitch because I don't work for Twitch, so. Now, let's actually go to the place where I steal the assets. And let's try to steal more assets. How about that? Stealing more assets. Perfect Cabal code everywhere, yeah. What's up, Feng-Chi? Welcome to the stream. Hello. Water. We need to find water projectiles. To be fair, that was actually a pretty bad thing to search. I think I need to search for droplets. Alright, so primarily sounds. What about just drop? Okay, I can probably try to draw it myself, like a droplet of some sort. Should be not that difficult to implement. I mean, to draw. I use implement as a, yeah. Water drop. Okay, let's draw it ourselves, I don't know. Usually, if we're drawing projectiles, they should point up, right? So we coded everything so the projectiles should look up. So if I take a look at the sprites and if I take a look at the fireball, yeah, as you can see, it points up. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna just, draw a droplet that sort of points up. And let's fire up Icy Pride. How about that? Icy Pride 2. That I build myself because I don't want to pay for it. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna probably draw a circle. Does anybody know how to draw circles? I know how to draw circles. So where is the center? Can I start drawing? Okay. Yeah, boy. Oh, fuck, it's supposed to be... Yeah, it's supposed to be actually pointing up. It's supposed to be pointing up, so it's gonna be around like this. So this is how it starts. And then we're gonna connect these parts together, but I need to have like a 1 pixel width. I know how to draw circles. Yes, I'm an artist. I know how to draw circles. So let's actually make the tail around here. So that looks like a pretty decent tail, I think. Maybe. Am I an artist already? Okay. So let's actually... It's so dumb, I realize how dumb it is, but... paint bucket tool... Okay, so here's the paint bucket tool, I can just fill everything up. But you also need to, make it look like a water, right? You have to make it look like a water. How do I add another layer? So you can do new layer. Okay, cool. So, and what I need to pick is essentially like a darker color of some sort. Darker color, and Is it a really good darker color? It doesn't really look that great, to be fair. So I probably need to pick this one and make that one a bit darker, right? Just go a little bit down here and maybe towards, maybe I'm not going to change the hue, so I'm going to leave the hue as it is. And so does it look like a pretty good, yeah, that looks pretty good shadow. So essentially I just need to go around and just do something like this, right? But I'm not quite sure. Let me take a look. Droplet. How they actually have the... Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So they have like a dark rim usually. So that was a good example. This was a good example. Yes, I see. So they usually have like a dark like a rim around them. This is actually a pretty good example as well. Yeah, something. This is what I'm talking about. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to emulate that. So I'm gonna just go around the edges, slowly like making a gradient. And also, after you made that rim, you have to have a couple of highlights. And this is basically what creates like these 3 dimensions of this droplet, and it gives it like a glassy look. So yeah, basically 2 components, like the shading, right, and the highlights, and that's it. That should be enough, effectively. This one is even better, I think. Yeah, this one is even better. So let's give it a try. But I wonder how difficult it would be to make it, you know... to make it proper. Okay, can I have like a palette of some sort? Can I have some sort of palettes? Like, is that the color like that I'm using? No. How can I save the current color here? So add a foreground color for the palette. Oh, okay, so I can do it like that. Can I rearrange them? I cannot rearrange them, but that would be actually cool. So yeah. Yeah, there we go. So this is this one and this is this one. And what I'm thinking is that maybe I'm gonna do like a pro gamer move and actually fill the whole thing. That didn't work. Fill the whole thing with that color, and then I'm gonna go to that color and actually start, you know, sort of erasing things out. And that may actually create what I want, but I need my template. It's an aseparate. Do we have an aseparate command? Aseparate. No, we don't. Let's actually add a command aseparate. Add cmd aseparate and aseparate. There we go. There we go. There we go. Can you copy the change the color and shrink it to need? Probably, I have no idea. I need my tablet. That's what I need. But maybe that, yeah, that would be easier. Just shrink it a little bit and then maybe adjust accordingly. We'll see, we'll see. The drop is not asymmetrical. Zozin! It doesn't look right. Zozin! Triggering my SD. Well, feel free to close the stream. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for triggering your OCD, but I do really care about your health, so the only thing I can recommend you is to close the stream as soon as possible so it doesn't trigger your OCD. Alright. And what do we have? That's actually a pretty cool idea, so maybe we can actually do that. Can I remove this thing? Okay, I can. KLXDA, thank you. Thank you so much for Twitch Prime subscription. Your first subscription, by the way, as far as I can tell. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support and welcome to our Epic Art Club. That's right, we're doing art today, and it shouldn't take too long. I think I'm almost finished, hopefully. We'll see, we'll see. Thank you so much for the support, and thank you for buying the Twitch subscription. Alright, so can I duplicate these things? So I don't know what that does, but Yes, I can duplicate them. And then I can take this color and I can fill this thing up. And then we can try to resize things, I suppose. So here's one, here's another. And I wonder if I can... Oh my god. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Huh. But it needs to be even more symmetrical. But how can I make it? Okay, I see. I finally see how we can do that. So this is essentially what I'm trying to do, except... Yeah, something like this. Oh shit! That looks fancy! Oh my god! Oh shit! Alright, so now we can essentially just take this and a pencil, right, give it like, you know, I don't know, 10 pixels or 11 pixels, and just put this thing like that. And does it look like a drop of water? Probably not. Maybe somewhere like around here. And maybe something smaller, like around here. No. I don't know. Does it look okay? It looks kind of okay. Alright, so they also like go around here a little bit. Oh, that's actually better. I think from the far away it looks good enough. I don't know. I think it looks good enough. So let's actually try to save that. So let's call it droplet PNG. Layers you cannot. Do you want to continue PNG anyway? Yeah, but will it merge everything? Hopefully it will merge everything. Yeah, it's essentially just merged it. Yeah, I see. Alright. So, and let's just go ahead and do something about I would like to also have like an animation of how it just, you know, splashes, but I don't think I really want to spend too much time. Upload it to OpenGameArt. I'm gonna commit it to the repo, so I give everyone permission to upload this droplet, you know, by yourself. Yeah. Alright, so let's take a look. We have a droplet, and I need to add that droplet to the assets, right? So texture, textures, water. Was it projectile water texture? Okay, textures, projectile water texture. There we go. Assets, sprites, droplet. There we go. Okay, everything looks cool so far. Let's actually recompile and see how it goes. So, and let's see if our game even loads this kind of stuff. It should be loading. And droplet. There we go. It actually loaded everything. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So now we need to create an animation. Right. So animation is going to consist of like a single thing. So it's going to be super similar to essentially Snowflake. So that's why I'm going to just copy paste droplet txt. And this one is literally the same, so but instead of this one, we're gonna just use water texture. And then, when we are creating a water projectile right here, what we're essentially using, we're using projectile water animat index for both of them. Yeah, for active and poof animat, it would be kind of cool to have like a poof animat for water right now, but it's not that important, I think. We just need to have something. All right, and it doesn't really compile because, yeah, because I forgot to add that to the assets as well, so that's quite an important thing to do. So the ice animat, and also we have water animat, and this is a droplet. And I think the time has come to select everything and align like that, so everyone is aligned. Okay, looks cool, looks cool. I'm super happy. And let's just see what's going on. And would you look at that, it automatically actually changed the icon, and as you can see, we're just actually shooting water. That's actually super cool. And then we can shoot fire. That was easier than expected, actually, pretty cool. But yeah, and now like this entire system like makes sense, right? This entire system makes sense. Fire can destroy ice, and water can destroy dirt, right? Right. It does make sense. Because of the erosion. Erosion? Yeah. I think I pronounced that word correctly. I'm not sure. I don't speak English, I'm sorry. But yeah, so that's what we have. Okay. Introduce proper. I don't know how to read that, Hamiko, I'm sorry. Introduce proper assets for the water projectile. For the water. What? Nobody knows that. It's easy, in fact. Well, we actually studied this thing in school, but as I already mentioned, in school I had a pretty shady grades for English. That's why I never actually like understood. Maybe I just have to like spend some time and learn that, because like I never learned English in school. As a matter of fact, I started like learning English after school, when I started to look for a job and stuff like that. So, but these days, who needs this kind of stuff when you can just go to something like Macmillan Dictionary, right? And you don't even know how to spell that. So, but again, if you don't know how to spell that, you can just go into Google, erosion, and the Google will auto-complete it for you. Then you can copy-paste it to Macmillan Dictionary, right? And then you can listen to perfect UK corner accent.
Erosion.
Erosion. And you don't need to learn any of this stuff. Like, seriously, why? You don't even need to know how this shit is spelled. Erosion. Erosion. That's it. Simple
Erosion.
as that. It's 2020. It's fucking 2020. Why do you need to memorize useless shit? But yeah, I need to spend some time to actually learn this notation. I do agree with that. Erosion. So yeah, so water destroys dirt through erosion, right? Erosion. Erosion. If you study languages, you probably learn that. I don't really study languages actively. I only study like languages that are like needed for my job, and that's the only reason why I know English. Right. So anyway. Okay, cool. Erosion. So what's gonna be the next step? I think I already pushed everything. The next step is to actually come up with some sort of interaction between these things. But how can they even interact if the projectiles don't even have any hitbox? because they're points. So they're just points. We need to introduce like a hitbox at some point. And this is how we're gonna make projectiles interact. And yeah. So let's find projectile. Struct project. No. Struct projectile. There we go. Cool. So we have a position, we have a velocity, and as already mentioned, we don't have any hitbox. So let's go ahead and introduce one. So the hitbox is going to be relative to maybe for all of the projectiles, the hitbox of the projectile can be hard-coded, because why not? Yeah, it could be straight up hard-coded. So that means we don't really need to store it there, but we need to add that thing to the vars. Projectile. So here's a projectile. No, this is not projectile. There we go. Here's the projectile. Projectile hitbox width. Right, and it's going to be a float. How big of a projectile do we want? I don't know. Could be around, let's say, 10, and the height is going to be similar. So it's going to be 10 by 10. There we go. So now we have these constants, and we're going to use them for interaction between projectiles. But it's kind of interesting. So it's impossible to detect whether this is a water projectile or a fire projectile. So we don't really, because they're basically just different configurations of all of that. We need some sort of markers. We still need enumerations. Goddamn. .9 by 6.9. We'll see. We'll see. It's actually not that difficult to, make this interaction between projectiles. It's just right now, with the current state of projectiles, it's kind of difficult to know what kind of projectiles they are. You can know their tiles with you can know their textures, what kind of tiles they damage, and so on and so forth. But you cannot definitively say whether it's a rock projectile, water projectile, fire projectile, or ice projectiles, because there's no such information there. We have to add it somehow if we want this kind of behavior. Anyway, let's go to the game. And game update. Okay, so here's the update, and we have different interactions here. For example, updating all entities, updating all the projectiles, updating items, entity projectiles interaction, so that's understandable. Entities item interaction, player movement, camera physics, and so on and so forth. So maybe we need to add also projectiles interaction. So I think that makes sense. Projectiles interaction, and let's actually put it like that here. So, and essentially what we're doing here, we're going through all of the projectiles. How many of them do we even have there? So projectiles count, we have 69 of them. So for I, so it's going to be size ti less than projectiles count, right? And then it's going to be size tj projectiles count. And maybe it's not really that great of a way of doing that, because we're gonna have duplicating pairs. So usually what you want to do something like that, right? So you don't have duplicating pairs, and also you don't want the same projectiles interacting with each other, and that's the easiest way of doing that, right? So we just want to check all of the pairs, and that's it. So, and essentially for now, we can just check if they collide or not, right? So that's what we can do. So let me see, projectiles, where they are. There we go. So projectiles, and do projectiles even have some sort of a status? Because I don't quite remember. Can you distinguish whether they dead or alive? You can actually distinguish that, nice. But maybe it doesn't matter. Collide with projectile J, like this. Yeah, that's a very interesting way of doing that, don't you think? Just collide them with each other, and all of the logic is gonna go here, right? Just all of the logic is gonna go here, that destroys them or kills them or anything like that. I think that would be interesting. Yeah. I goes to count -1. Yeah, probably. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you. So, and let's go to projectiles. Jiang, hello. Welcome to the stream. You want to see something cool? We finally have a proper... No, we don't have anything, I'm sorry. Everything is broken. I don't know how everything is broken, but that is weird. Something got really broken. Just a second. But we have a proper water gun, so we can shoot droplets. I just drew it like 20 minutes ago or so. So, yeah. Cool. Epic. Absolutely epic. Now we're working on projectiles interactions. Yeah. So, hello Escrochev, welcome to the stream. Hello, hello, hello. So, something went wrong and I don't really know what exactly. Let me try to recompile everything and just see. Didn't really expect that. Okay, so there's no collide width. So, let's go to the projectiles. And let's implement collide width. Collide width. So, and we accept a pointer projectile to other projectile. There we go. And projectile CPP. There we go. Projectile. Not state, Emacs. Come on, you know what you're doing. Alright. So we only do something when both of the projectiles are alive. When this is alive, projectile state alive and other alive, right? So both of them have to be alive, and if they collide with each other, right? If they collide with each other, we have to kill them both. Right, that's what we need to do. We have to kill them both. Maybe we can try to check that the other is not, like this is not equal to other, just in case, because you never know what is going to be put there, like what kind of input we're going to receive. So we're going to make sure that the other is not us. So we're not going to try to interact with it, with ourselves. Excuse me. So what we need to construct, we need to construct this hitbox, right? This hitbox and the other hitbox. And once we have them, if this hitbox, I think we even have something like rect overlap, overlaps. Do we have a function? Rects overlap, yeah, we do have that. Rects overlap. If this box overlaps with other box, that means we have to kill this and kill the other. So that basically, if the projectiles, you know, collide, they basically cancel out. But depending on the kind of the projectile, I think we're gonna have different outcomes when they collide. As I already mentioned, if, for example, ice projectiles hits the fire projectiles, we get a water projectile. And different projectiles have different properties, and so on and so forth. All right, but the only thing we need to do here is essentially their hitbox. So how are we going to construct a hitbox? Well, hitbox is essentially depends on its position. So we have a position X, and the hitbox is going to be around the center of the position of the projectile. So it's going to be a minus projectile hitbox width multiplied by half. This is going to be y, and their width and height. Width and height is going to be this projectile width, projectile height. There we go. And I think other hitbox is going to be very similar. It's going to be very similar, but the position is going to be from the other one. So the hitbox of the projectiles is hard-coded. So they're not customizable right now. Maybe later they're going to be customizable, but right now they're not. So we don't really care about it right now. Is it going to compile? Is it going to compile? Oh shit. So it's not a member really. Oh, this is because it's called idle, right? It's called idle. I think it's called idle. Wait, I need to double check. It's called active. I think I need to standardize the names for this kind of things. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Cool. Cannot use the argument. Alright. So I suppose. This is because these things are not floating literals. Hello Fish, welcome to the stream. Okay, it still cannot deduce any of this stuff. Well, okay, I'm an idiot, I'm sorry. So I just have to do something like this. I even have an alias for that. I don't know what's going on with me. Yes. Okay, cool. So they seem to be working. So now, if the projectiles hit with each other, they actually destroy each other. And to test that out, we need to create an enemy with which we're gonna, you know... They don't seem to be actually, you know, interacting that much. So maybe their hitbox is very small. Maybe we also need to render their hitbox the same way we render the hitbox of the of the entities and stuff like that. I think I need to move this thing rectifs. I need to move this thing to a method of the projectile. I think that will be super convenient. So yeah. So essentially it's going to be something like a rectif. Hitbox, right? Hitbox. And we just need to implement that. Projectile hitbox. And so essentially what we're returning here is that. As simple as that. Return, like this. Cool. And after that, I can even get rid of these two things. And I can just do something like this hitbox and other hitbox, and that's it. Right. So it became even more readable. And now I can use that, for example, for debug rendering and whatnot. Should be pretty straightforward as well. Yeah. Nice code. Yep. Code. Yep, code. Now, let's go to the game and let's find the debug rendering. So it should be something like render debug. Debug overlay. I think this is where we render in all of that. So this is the tracking of entities and whatnot. So here rect for SDL, render draw. So this is where we render all of these things. And what if we... Yeah, I think this is where we have to add this thing. Projectiles. Projectiles count. Alright, if projectiles I state equal projectile state active, only then we're gonna do something here. And do we have any special methods that could help us? So we have render line, we have fill rect, but I think we need to introduce something like draw rect. Might as well actually call it yeah, let's call it draw rect. Right, and essentially what we accept here is SDL renderer, rect, and RGBA color. Right. Damn, my delay is so big. It's so fucking big. Hello 5+8, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. So let's implement this helper. I think this helper is going to be very much useful. Right. So how are we going to implement it? Essentially, it's like fill rect. It's almost like fill rect. But instead of using render fill rect, you just do render draw rect. And that's it. God damn it, Jiang. Anyways. And yeah, so what I do here is draw rect renderer. Then we have to provide the rectangle itself, but to do that we take projectiles I hit box, and the color is gonna be pretty much red. But do we have like predefined colors for RGBA and whatnot? I'm not quite sure. Something like, do we have color red? No, we don't. Where do we have like RGBA defined? Where is RGBA? RGBA is defined somewhere here. Maybe we just have to do something like RGBA color, like RGBA red, right? RGBA red, and we're gonna define it as this, like that, and the alpha is gonna be 1, and we're gonna define a bunch of colors like that. So should be pretty straightforward. Color, I mean, SDL uses Kcona, so I just want to be consistent. I'm sorry. Ban SDL. Well, yeah. So this one is gonna be like this. It should be red. Alright, that should actually... Maybe it doesn't have to be RGB red. Let's use red for this particular case. Should be okay. Should be okay. And it doesn't fucking work. I wonder why. Because this thing... so this one is rect. Alright. So let's fix that. Let's quickly fix that. And I think... Now, if I... You can... Oh, shit! Look at them. What the hell is wrong with them? They're in a completely different place. So, yeah. First of all, they're kind of small. They're kind of small. And let me try to fix that. So maybe it's gonna be like around maybe 30. Should be okay. And now... They're pretty much... I see now. I think this is the problem with the rendering, because they are in the world coordinates. Yeah, they are in the world coordinates, but I don't actually map them to the screen coordinates. So that's the problem, I think. So if I go to here, what I have to do as well is just take the camera and do something like to world. Do I have a camera here? Do I have a camera? Yeah, there we go. To world. And that should be it. So yeah. projectiles, hitbox, blah blah blah, blah blah. Everything is actually pretty readable. Everything is straightforward, and it doesn't fucking work because it doesn't accept rect. What the hell is wrong with you? Ah, to screen. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. It has to be to screen. What are we making today? Check out the project command. There we go. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Elmander. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so let me see. And now if I go here, the projectiles are fine. So they seem to be fine. And let's see if we can make them interact with each other. Okay, I can, yeah, I think I can actually kill them. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a pretty cool idea that you can cancel out projectiles. So, annihilation, yeah, I think it's a pretty cool idea. Because, yeah, it's sort of like, you know, cancels out, like balances out the higher rate, right? It balances out the higher rate, so we can have high rates with the projectiles, and at the same time, you can sort of like combat them with other projectiles. Which game engine are you using? I made my own one, based on SDL. Alright, so everything seems to be okay. But, this is pretty cool, you know? But we need to make so when an ice projectile hits a fire projectile, they produce a water projectile. Something like that. Oh shit, Jian, congratulations! So you're finally ready for your exams. Nice. Good luck. Good luck with your exams. This is actually super cool. I think that is answered in FAQ. I think it's answered. Is it answered in FAQ? I don't remember. I think it is. Yeah, that's what. Okay, so just read through the whole FAQ, and that will answer all of your questions that you're having right now. Exposed answer, yeah. Spoiler answer. Okay. 286. Introduce basic interaction between projectiles. Alright, I'm gonna push that right into the repo. So this is a very basic interaction between projectiles. And I don't know how to make like an abstract mechanism that would help us to do these kind of things. So far, I can only think of going to the projectiles and just adding two flags, right? Boolean fire, water, fire, and or ice. No. What if it's simultaneously fire and ice? So we need a special enumeration. Special enum. Special enum. Right. For now, it's going to be special enum. Enum class. This one is going to be fire, and this one is going to be ice. Maybe we need to bring back the types of the projectiles. I think we need to bring them back. Doesn't usually make difference. I won't. No, it doesn't. Choose whatever. Like just pick an editor and learn it, and there's not going to be any difference. Don't worry about it. Just pick an editor, whatever. Throw a dice, like really, or coin. Yeah. Alright, maybe we need to introduce like back these kind of things, because this is the kind of information that I need for the gameplay. Alright. Enemy class projectile kind. So far, we're gonna have none, and then fire, and ice. It's kind of redundant. I do realize that this entire stuff is sort of redundant, but I have no idea how to organize it yet. So that's why I'm doing it like that. So we have projectile, kinda. Did I really call it kinda? I'm so smart. Projectile kind. This is the kind. Okay, so when I'm constructing ice projectile, I do result kind projectile kind. This one is ice. And that one is gonna be fire. Result kind projectile kind fire. Looks good to me. And this is exactly what we're gonna do when we're interacting with them. So we'll do a collision. Where is the collision? I don't see the collision. There we go, here it is. But the thing is, if we're killing both of the projectiles, we need to create a new one, moving in a completely different direction. So that's the thing. To do that, we need to be able to modify the game. So this kind of thing modifies the game, right? So that means we're gonna pass the game there. And does game even have any interface for spawning the projectiles? Spawn projectile. There we go. So we can literally just spawn an instance of a projectile. All right, and so we can literally just do spawn a projectile. And who's the shooter of that projectile? Who's the shooter of it? I guess the shooter of that projectile is the shooter of the ice projectile. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so if this kind equal projectile projectile kind fire and other kind equal projectile ice. And we also need to check the case when they're opposite. So this one is actually kind of okay. All right. We also need to check the case when they're opposite. Have an idea actually. So what if we change this to a method? Projectile collision. Right, that's what we're gonna call it. Collision. So this one is gonna be A, this one is gonna be B. Right. So this is A, other is B. And if A kind equal projectile kind fire and B kind equal projectile ice, actually the other way around, ice and fire, we're gonna do We can put it somewhere here. We're gonna swap them. Swap A and B. So, and then we check this thing yet again. This is kind of dumb, not gonna lie, but yeah. That's one way to do that. That is one way to do that. And essentially, we have to kill A, which is a fire, and we also have to kill B, which is ice, but we also have to spawn a new projectile. Spawn projectile. So, and what kind of projectile we're gonna spawn? We're gonna spawn a water projectile. So that's quite important actually. The position of water projectile is gonna be the position of ice projectile, which is B. Right, so here's the position. The velocity is gonna be the sum of the velocity of A and B. So that's quite important, actually. And the shooter is gonna be the shooter of the ice projectile, like this. I don't think it has to be something like this. There we go. So, and what's cool is that how easy it is to like describe that, right? So if they collide, so this is the projectile we spawn, position, velocity is also the shooter is that, and then we kill both of these projectiles because we created a new one. So yeah, that should work. Hopefully. And let's see if it will compile. It will not compile because we completely changed the signature and stuff. We completely changed the signature, so let's take a look at the projectile. So this is the new signature, and we need to remove the collide width. There we go. And of course, something went horribly wrong. So variable or field projectile collision declared. Okay, game was not declared in the scope. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? I think it is fucking serious, so what I need to do here is to forward declare a game. There we go, because we passed it by a pointer anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah. So now, instead of this thing, what we have to do is projectile collision, and we have to provide a pointer to these things and this thing. There we go, so we have two pointers here. And there we go, there we go. That should compile and we should have something, for fuck's sake. Also, we have to put this, yeah, I forgot that we also have to provide the game. To be fair, when you have a function like this, maybe this kind of function have to be a method of this. Like, you know... Just saying, maybe there's something about that. But yeah. Now you're thinking with the objects, exactly. Alright, so I'm choosing the fire, and I'm gonna spawn the ice golem that shoots with ice. Hopefully. Oh, that's very strange. Okay, there's something wrong here. But what we need to do here is maybe normalize everything. Yeah. So I have an idea. We're gonna normalize that. Normalize and multiply by projectile speed. So I think that's how we're gonna go about that. So here's the position, here's the new velocity, right? So the only thing we want of this sum of the velocities is the direction, but we want the original speed. So, and the shooter is gonna be this. All right. Shazawaku. Hello. Welcome. Let's see how it's gonna go. So here's a fire projectile, and then we're gonna have a nice golem. Not nice golem, but ice golem. It's kind of cool, not gonna lie. I really like that. Okay, so I suppose if I stand like that and shoot like that, well, that was interesting. And what if I... Oh, by the way, I found a bug. If we put like something like this here, right? So with fire, this is not destroyable, but if we well, you can see that we destroyed them a little bit. Yeah. So basically, the game is finally an anime. Yeah, it kind of is. But the bug I found is that when you pick up these items, they do nothing. So they do not actually increase anything here. So yeah, I will have to do something about that. Okay. So water will destroy that. Erosion with erosion. Finally, and I got the ice block and did nothing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Nerve golem. No. We haven't finished yet, the game is not finished yet. But overall, whatever we came up with here is pretty cool, not gonna lie. So I really like where we're going. Ice always wins because bot clicks more often. Yeah, I'm actually thinking maybe implement mechanics that you don't have to click all the time, you can just hold and it will shoot with the same rate as the bot. So essentially it will turn into you like tactically moving around rather than clicking all the time. It should be probably a little bit easier. Alright. This is how you wear out your mouse switch, true story. Yeah, I can see that. So it's definitely not gonna be like in the final game, but yeah. So we'll have to come up with something here. Cool. And again, so apparently, yeah, we need to make this a method of the game itself, because it doesn't really make much sense. Projectiles of the game, projectile collision, right? Doesn't really do anything. Projectile A, projectile B, and we don't have to pass this thing anymore. Okay, projectile. So I'm gonna move this entire code somewhere here. There we go. Ah, fuck game. So something like this. And we don't really have to like refer to the game anymore because we are the game. Spawn projectile, what a projectile, new position, new direction, and so on and so forth. Overall looks good. So, and also I have to go to projectiles and remove this thing from here, I suppose. Okay, and yep. Implement fire ice projectile interaction. Collision between a fire projectile and an ice projectile kills both of them and spawns a water projectile. I don't know why I just explained what I wrote in code but in natural language, but I did it. So, and I'm gonna push that right into the repo. So, and also let's actually rebuild everything from scratch just to see if there's no like major mistakes there. And yeah, I'm gonna create the pull request, and while we're waiting for continuous integration for the pull request, I'm gonna make a cup of tea. So that's gonna be the plan for the 5 minutes ahead. Okay, and so I think I pushed everything. I'm gonna do that too. Yeah, sounds like a nice idea. Sounds like a nice idea. Alright, everything is up to date, and we're ready to make a pull request. And by the way, the source code of the game that I'm developing right now is already available on GitHub. I'm developing it live. It's open source day 1. You can check it out if you want. You can even build it and play it if you want. Okay, implement. So this is what we can do here. 286 and create the pull requestus. Create the pull requestus. So let's see how all of that builds on all of the platforms. How about that? How about that? So while we're waiting for that, I'm gonna just dump my leaves to a special container. And I'm gonna replace them with new tea leaves. I wonder if there is a 5-head way of implementing the element check. What do you mean by element check? What is element check? What elements are we talking about, and what exactly we're checking? I'm not quite sure. Like the fire ice stuff. So you mean like a smart way to implement the interaction between them, right? So I think it's like probably you're talking about looking up, like a spatial lookup, because right now we're linearly iterating through the whole array of these things, and of course it's n squared, where n is the capacity of our projectiles array, which is dumb. I know that. No, not the spatial queries. Okay, so what else then? Because this is actually, spatial queries are quite easy. You just use spatial like data structures like trees or something. Like ideally you can unify that the what type is vulnerable to what other type. Oh yeah, I see. Like the blocks, bullets, and bullets. Okay, we can introduce something like heat, right? Projectile can be affected by a heat. And a fire projectile, when collided with other, can produce a heat. And we can make a projectiles and just code a function. How do you react to heat? Okay, so ice reacts to heat by producing a different projectile. Something else reacting, we can do something like that, but I don't really want to go that abstract, right? Unless it's needed, right? Unless we're gonna have like a very complex system. So right now I'm just wanna, like hard code these kind of things. And if the amount of things that are hard coded is gonna become pretty huge, then we can think about more abstract system, like transferring heat and whatnot. Yeah, basically maybe we can have like a physics simulation. I don't know. So I need to turn on my kettle. So just a second. It's gonna be super quick. Fluid dynamics 1. Yes, that's what we need for a simple game. Oh, it's fucking coming. Yo, what's up? So, just waiting for the kettle. Nothing special. Nothing special. And we're ready to actually merge all of that. That's actually cool. So all of that builds on all of the 3 major platforms: Linux, Mac OS, and what's the other one? I forgot the third one. Ah, whatever. Nobody uses that anyway. So let's merge the pull requests. Okay, delete branch. And let's go to master. Is everything okay? Did we receive what we wanted? I think we did in fact receive what we wanted. There we go. So can I remove that? Can I remove that as well? I can remove all of that. Oh, what the hell is that, by the way? 265. Did I? Oh my god. Alright. So I have to go and just check what is 265 because I don't remember what is 265. A funny yoke. We should define the maximum allowed jumps and configuration file. Do we? Did we already fix that? I feel like the... Okay. Alright, apparently we already fixed that. So, let's close it then. Resolved by 293. 293. And there we go. So, and I'm gonna close that issue. And apparently we don't need that branch anymore, right? So I'm just gonna remove it, hopefully. And everything seems to be okie dokie karaoke. That's right. That's right, that's right, that's right. So, and we actually found a bug. Picking up items does not affect weapons amount? Is that a good English? I'm not fucking sure. Is that even in English? Is that even in English? Alrighty. So I'm gonna demonstrate you what I mean here. So I have like 20 ice blocks and 20 dirt blocks. So if I add more of the items, okay, so here are the items, I should be able to pick them up. And that does not affect anything at all. And this is because before we refactored the weapon system, refactored weapon system, we used to store the amount of blocks that the entity owns just in these fields. But now this amount is in fact stored in the weapon itself. It's stored in the weapon itself. If you take a look at that, one of the types of the weapons we have is a placer, and the placer contains like a tile that you can place and amount of these tiles. So we don't really need these things anymore, and yeah, I think that's kind of cool. So this is going to be the refactoring. So I'm going to remove these like fields, and that will cause compilation errors somewhere. And we're going to go through all of these places and fix them. So essentially we're going to do compiler assisted refactoring yet again. But I need to switch to a separate branch. Structs as objects. Sure. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Okay. Item pick up bug. Alright. But Zosin, you're doing object-oriented programming. What's up, old 9? What's up, old 9? Scott. God damn it. Yes. Welcome to the stream. Yes. So push weapon. I'm just waiting for my kettle. I really want my tea. But the way we're gonna handle that, is by just removing these two fields, dirty nice blocks, and just going through the compilation errors. Just going through the compilation errors. So, alright, so that is not needed anymore for sure. Oh, kettle's down. I think kettle is down. Just a second. Oh, shit. I'm coming again. I came. Hello. So yeah, I was just waiting for my kettle to boil up the water for the tea. And let's continue. Compiler assisted refactoring. So this is not needed anymore, right? That's for sure. Oh, and after we remove this entire system, the entities, I think, will not drop items anymore. C is an object-oriented language, and its objects are called structs. Yeah, I guess so. Anything can be object-oriented programming if you're brave enough. Am I right? So what do we have here? So when we kill an entity. Oh, I see what we're doing here. So these two pieces of code are not needed anymore, like completely. We just remove them. But that actually causes a very interesting thing. Alright. Enemies don't drop any items anymore. So this is sort of like a side effect of what we're just doing right now. Okay, so, and item dirt block. So if you pick up, okay, this is a very interesting thing. So items, entities, items, interaction, entities, items, interaction. Entities, item, interaction. So if it's either item or ice block, right, what we'll have to do, so it doesn't really matter what exactly it is. The idea is going to be the following. We're going to go into the player's weapons. We're going to iterate through the players, the entity's weapons, and if we find a weapon that is a placer that places corresponding tile, we're going to increase the amount of the tiles there. So that's going to be the idea. But we still have to distinguish them. So let me go back to the original code. All right, so there's no this variable anymore. So what we have to do instead, we have to iterate through all of the weapon slots of the entity. Right, there's going to be something like this. Entity, so weapon slots count plus. So if entity weapon slots and weapon has a type, and if the type weapon type equal to placer, and the second condition, and entity weapon slots I placer tile equal tile dirt 0, then we are increasing the amount of it. Like that. It's a pretty hacky way of doing that, but maybe later we're gonna improve it. Hopefully. We'll see. Alright, and similar code should be put here as well. Again, we do a lot of hard code, but after enough hard code, I usually compress these duplicates into like a more general system, so we'll see. So this has to be ice, and this has to be ice 0. And let's see if now it will compile. So weapon type placer. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. So why did I? Okay, whatever. Okay. So ice blocks. This is not needed anymore. Now should compile. Oh, we're compiling release. So that means it's essentially already done. So let's double check, just debug. Chat is dead. Well, it is what it is. It is Sunday. Everyone is sleepy and everyone is lazy because everyone was partying at like yesterday on Saturday. So everyone is just chilling, preparing for, you know, for a week and stuff like that. So yeah. Okay, so we have a dirt block, and if I pick it up, it increased the amount of dirt blocks I have. So if I add ice, it increased that one. Unity is a framework, Unreal is a framework, Boost for C++ is a framework, Sensor for the framework. I think you're just ignorant about the framework is, and this is... Oh, I think I remember. I think I remember this post. Yes, I am ignorant about what framework is. But I'm not even a programmer, so what can I say? Anyways, so are you guys ready for a TSMR? Are you ready for a TSMR? Because I'm fucking ready. So... It's actually spilling all over the place, but I tried. You're just a Twitch salesman, exactly. Just a Twitch salesman. Imagine working for Twitch as a salesman. Okay, that's cool. Let's continue. Why do you sell Twitch? Well, I mean, I sell Twitch products using memes. I guess you're not door-to-door salesman, yeah. Cool. So what's funny is that you can actually have several placers in an entity. So let me show you. So if we go here, player entity, and we can add another ice block placer, right? Ice block placer. And you have two ice block placers, so you can use that one or you can use the second one. And I actually used it all, which was kind of strange, but alright, let me restart everything. So the second one, okay, so I think I found another bug. So if you cannot place it, if you're outside of the screen, I see there's something wrong here. There's something wrong here, but anyway. So the point here, if you have an ice item, right? If you have an ice item, so if you pick it up, which of the weapons will increase? Place your bets. Which one will increase? It's just a test for how closely you've been. Yeah, it will increase both because I didn't put break there. You guys are actually following what I'm doing. Oh my god, that's super cool. I thought you guys just memeing in the chat, but you actually, yeah, following what I'm doing. I'm super happy. Cool. Yeah. So let's actually try to fix that. Essentially, to fix that, I just need to break. Just need to break. No, we just know that your code is always Pepega. That hurts a little bit, but fair enough. Fair enough. But to be fair, it's kind of the goal, right? You write Pepega code that solves the immediate problem, right? And you don't waste time on you know, implementing something super generic that doesn't work at the end. So yeah. So now, if I pick it up, this is not an item apparently. It increments the first one because it iterates the weapons from left to right, and then it picks the first one and just edit there. So yeah. So yeah, I think that's super cool, and we fixed the problem. And I want to take a look at my, you know, projectile interaction yet again, because I think it's super cool. I'm really proud of it. I don't know why. But yeah. The thing we added is that when an ice... Yeah, when an ice or ice and fire projectile collides, they produce a water projectile. So I think it's super cool. I'm really proud of it for some reason. And I'm just still thinking how we can use that, like in the battles and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so let's commit what we have here. Okay, fix picking item pick up mechanics. Item pickup mechanics, and let's push that right into the repo. So, and we're gonna create yet another pull request. How about that? How about that? So we'll also need to think what's gonna be the next thing to work on. What's gonna be the next thing to work on? Maybe more projectile interactions. For example, oh, here's an interesting thing. How long is this project going for? 6 months? I don't know. Let me see. More than that. It's kind of sad. Yeah, it is what it is. To be fair, this year was kind of rough for everyone. So yeah, I think I did my best for this year. All right. I think I want to introduce another interesting projectile interaction. So, but still, in 9 months, you've made more progress than in 2 years of developing nothing. Probably, yeah. But because for this game, I at least have some sort of vision. In nothing, I didn't have any sort of goal at all. But for this one, yeah, I'm pretty much like. See, like the more I develop it, the more clear I see what I want from this game. It seems you started this game when Corona began to spread. Yeah, there is a, you know, like a relationship between that. I caused Corona by starting developing this game. Oh my god. Funny joke. My neighbors are cooking something. Yeah, what I was thinking. Let's actually introduce more interesting projectile interactions. So we know that the water projectile can destroy dirt through an erosion, right? Through an erosion. And we do have rock projectiles. What if we make a similar thing? Essentially, you can destroy like a rock projectiles with water projectiles. Right. And another funny thing is that you can produce water projectiles by colliding fire projectiles with ice projectiles. And I wonder if you can come up with some sort of like a puzzle where you have like an ice golem and you have to and you don't have water projectiles and you have to produce water projectiles through collision and kill that golem. I don't know. I wonder if it will be possible to do something like that, but it sounds very interesting. Potato projectiles, yes, exactly. All right. Let's see. So we're fetching the latest changes. Origin master. Let's remove that one. Potato water interaction. There we go. So this is what we're going to introduce here. So I'm going to go to the projectile. This is going to be projectile. Projectile kind. I'm going to introduce a rock because why not? because we need this kind of information. That's why we're going to introduce that. Rock projectile, result type. Let's go somewhere here. Projectile. Type. Not tracking, but I want it type. Rock. And let's go to the game and find a function that is responsible for projectile collision. Right. For projectile collision. I suppose when water and potato are colliding, they both should be destroyed. Yeah, they both should be destroyed. That makes sense. That pretty much makes sense. All right. Okay. So we're gonna add another condition here, I think. If this thing water and this thing is rock. In that case, we don't spawn anything, but we just kill both of them. But if it's the other way around, we also have to take that into account. So here's another thing. So here's that, or that. It's kind of a Pepega code, I know, but all of my code is like that. Right. So here's the whole logic about projectile interactions. And once it grows complex enough, we can try to think how we can abstract that away and what kind of system we can come up with to make it more, you know, manageable. Hello, apparently potatoes. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So type, is it type or did I call it kind? I think I called it kind. Projectile kind. Yes, I called it kind. And in the projectile itself, I also called it kind. Okay, I'm that much of a Pepega. I see. Oh, we don't have water. Alright. So let me go to projectile HPP. And I'm gonna introduce water. If we need water, we can introduce water. Sure. Oh my god. Emacs, come on. Water projectile. Result kind. Projectile. Kind water. Cool. So let's spawn a golem. So we can clearly see that the fire projectile doesn't do anything to the potatoes. And let's try the water projectile. Okay. It actually seems to be destroying them. It seems to be destroying them. Yeah. But unfortunately, I cannot shoot as fast as the bot, but yeah, it is destroying them. So yeah, I think we did everything correctly. So implement rock water projectile interaction. How about that? How about that? How about that? Also, I want to actually unplug my tablet and just put it away because I don't really have that much space on my desk. So let's create a pull request for this thing. So we need to think about other things to work on after that. So we did a little bit of a gameplay today, so maybe we can try to refactor things. Specifically, like I wanted to do like this small task where I wanted to go through all of the parsers we have in the source code. We actually have like two unorganized parsers, like the parser for vars.conf and the parser for the animation files. And I just want to put them in a single unit where everyone can use them if they want to. So because these kind of files, they have slightly different syntaxes, so that's why we have separate parsers for them. So yeah, maybe then we can work on something else here. Maybe we can work on something else. So yeah, we're waiting for continuous integration. So hopefully it will build on Windows. It should build on Windows. There's no reason why it wouldn't build on Windows. Cheers, by the way. But yeah. So I'm not really happy with these issues. Like there's nothing raw projectile can damage for now. Different kind of different sounds. Yeah, this one doesn't really make much sense. Because I don't know. So this kind of like idea should emerge naturally while I'm designing things. So I think I'm gonna just invalidate that and close, because like in current context it just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I'm just gonna close it right away. I'm gonna put it here. We could try to work on like a release data pack, but it seems to be very complicated for now, so I'm not gonna do that. And another thing I wanted just these two things, yes. Let's just put them. I could probably like solve both of them within a single pull request. I don't think they deserve like separate pull requests. They're pretty straightforward. They are pretty straightforward. I wish my potato was a little bit faster. So I'm gonna put this thing here, and I'm gonna put this thing here as well. So is the pull request ready? Yes, we're only waiting for macOS as usual. Only waiting for macOS. Alrighty. So let's merge the pull request and confirm the merge. And yeah, another pull request has been done. Look, now it will show red error and then it will disappear. Modern web applications, am I right? Modern web applications, I love them. I absolutely love them. Okay, so let's actually work on organizing the parsers, right? So essentially, we have a special file called parsers, and this is where we have functions that help you parse files. So for this one, you just have to provide the function that will be called on each individual entry of the assets.conf. And assets.conf, assets configuration file, looks like this. So you provide the function that will be supplied with these things, these things, and basically iterating through each individual entry. So we need to do the similar things for vars.conf parsing and animate files parser. So yeah. To be fair, abstracting away animate's file parser could be actually quite difficult because this format is more complex than I would expect. So let's postpone that for a while. Excuse me. All right, let's see how it's gonna go. So this one is done, of course. Animate vars.conf. So this is the issue 289. And where is the vars config parser? Where's the config parser? So the config parser should be available somewhere here. So yeah, this is essentially where we do all of that. So we provide the input and we just split name, type, and value, and we supply that name, type, and value to this code. So I'm pretty sure we can put that into the parsers. We can put that into the parsers. 289. Yeah, 2 and 9. Is that something bad? Is that like a bad combination of numbers? I'm sorry. So let's do a similar thing. 289. Yeah, very funny joke. Thank you so much. All right. So this is the input, and then we're starting iterating all of that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm just extracting this loop, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm gonna call f name, type, and value on it, and that's it. So this is the whole parser thingy. So this shouldn't be called assets config. Let's call it varsconf. And we basically have to now reuse this function back here. That's what we need to do here. We need to reuse it back here. How are we going to do that? I'm going to just remove this code and this one as well, and I'm going to turn this entire stuff into a lambda that accepts name, type, and value. Name, type, and value. That's what we do here. Which text editor does he use? It's Vim. All right. So, and then what we have to do here, we have to do parse varsconf, and the input that we're going to provide this input. And as you can see, this thing became a little bit more reusable. Okay, so return parse failure. This one is interesting. This one is interesting. The function needs to be stopped. At some point, which is really weird. Okay, so yeah, How are we gonna take that into account? Well, I suppose maybe f should return like failure or not. And also we can have config parse error. So what is this function? It's not function, it's a structure which tells whether it's an error or not, and message and line. It's not necessarily have to be like a config parse. Yeah. Mr. Botka is pinging me. Really? Where? Okay, so maybe we have to move this kind of stuff to the parser as well. Yeah, I think we should. I think it has to be moved there. Just use auto and check is error. Well, I guess. So, but the most important thing, I just need to make parse vars config return config parse error, parse result. So that's pretty important thing to have here. And then we can have something like auto result. And if result is an error, we can return the result. Otherwise, we can return parse success. So this is something that we can do here. Right, so because the previous parser didn't require any like results or anything, this one requires it. And to be fair, I want to in the future replace the assets config parser with the vars config parser. So yeah, I basically want to reuse the same code. Yeah, we'll see how it's gonna go. Yep. And essentially, yeah, this is where we do all of that. Aha, and this one is interesting because it may require capturing some things because we're referring to like a global variables and whatnot. So that could be quite important. And by the way, this entire thing should be just that. And this is going to be like a single return statement, right? So this is just a single return statement with lambda. Cool. Is that a code reusage? Is that an actual code reusage? I'm not sure, but yeah. Okay. So let's see if it compiles or not. Of course it doesn't compile because we don't have parse other variable compatibly. Okay, so what we need to do here, we need to include something parser.hpp. Looks good to me. LMAO. What do you mean? What do you mean? Parser s. Looks good to me. Thank you for your contribution. Mein Gott. Oh, maybe we also have to have like a line number here, because why not? I think that would be useful. So we can just literally pass it there, just for you. If you want to know it. Is that a good idea? Whatever the fuck I'm doing right now, is that a good idea? Because it doesn't feel like one. Okay. So if I want to do a continue. Oh, that's kind of cool. So essentially, why do I need to do continue here? So I go to config type caller, if has a value. I said, what the fuck is this shit? This is very scary code. Okay, I try to parse the value as a caller, and if it doesn't if it doesn't have a value. Well, okay, so maybe how about without continue, right? Just make an else. You don't really need continue here, and you don't really need continue here. You can just make it else. I don't think it's particularly great idea to... Yeah, why didn't... yeah. Iteration decision, time for that iteration decision. I think it's something like Andreas Klink came up with for his like a UI framework or something. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Actual config type, so then iteration decision. He even made it like a blog post about that. Parse success. I think that's what we're gonna do here. And int as a number. Expected primary expression. Where did I do a fucky wacky? Where did I do a fucky wacky? So I don't understand. That is kind of sad. Alright, so this is that. This is that. This error message is very unhelpful. In lambda function, expected primary expression before int. What do you want from me? Maybe this is because it can... Okay, it maybe cannot figure out what is... Ah, I see, I see. Let's give it a try. Can I just say that it's a string view then? Will that make you happy? Apparently it will. It couldn't actually infer the type. I see. It couldn't actually infer the type. That's very interesting. Thank you, C++. Very cool. Just use turbofish syntax. How is it gonna solve anything here? All right. So okay, seems to be working. Let's see if the game is still working though. The game is still working, so all of the constants were successfully read, it were successfully parsed, and everything looks okay. Everything looks okay. What's up, Archelesis? Welcome to the stream. Turbofish. Let me check it out. Okay. Ah, is it still? Does it work in C++? Wait a second. Will it? Okay. Nice. Too bad. Too bad it doesn't work in C++. But it's Zozin. Have you considered rewriting this in Rust? Have you heard about Rust? I'm just mean, yeah, I see. Just rewrite this in Rust. Sorry. Don't be sorry about that. Come on. Don't be sorry about that. Everything's okay. Are you Canadian? Pretty sure you're Canadian. Okay, so let's do a committee. And one of the things I want to do here is reuse the varsconf parser for what? For assets conf parser. I think that's going to be epic. Yes, that's going to be epic. Wait a second. Cloud9 was exposed for being French 2 times. And she's been sorry all the time. All the pieces fits together. Now we know. Alright. Okay. So the parse varsconf. 289. Haha, 289. Move parse varsconf to something parses HPP. Let's push that right into the repo. Sorry. So how can I just get rid of these shits? Right. How can I just get rid of this shit? Okay, so here is the assets conf, right? So we have an assets configuration file and we have a vars configuration file. So in the assets, we basically like take an array of textures and we use this ID as an index and we set it to this file. So this is essentially like sort of the idea behind the syntax. Here we have an ID, the type of an ID and the value. To be fair, these kind of syntaxes are isomorphic, in my opinion, because you can think of this array as the type of this ID, and this as the value of that ID. So we can just basically adapt this syntax to that one and reuse our parser that we already had. So this is exactly what I want to try. I don't know why I decided to make such syntax. It's kind of dumb, but yeah, it is what it is. So I wonder if I can come up with a very epic regular expression that will, you know, reorganize that like easily for me. See what I'm talking about? Like very epic regular expression that I can just do and then go like, can you Vim do that, dap, and everyone is happy. So let's actually try to come up with such expression. So essentially, so first we have, yeah, let's actually copy paste this thing here. This one is gonna be the type, right? But I also wanna get rid of the as at the end of these names. So I'm gonna put as here, and what I'm gonna capture is the name without as. See what I'm talking about? The name without as. Right, the next thing I wanna capture is what's inside of these brackets. So, and I'm gonna put a capture group here, and there we go, we captured everything here. Then I know that we have a bunch of spaces here. And can I do something like this? So a bunch of spaces, I don't care about the spaces. Do I need to escape equals? I'm not sure if I have to escape equals, but we'll see. And then I want to do something like this. So yeah, maybe I can do just S, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work for Emacs. I'm not sure if it's gonna work for Emacs because I don't remember if these kind of things work there. So this is the wrong one. Replace with what? So we need to take the second one, then put comma here. First one equal to third one. This is what we have to do. Will it work? It didn't fucking work. Let's find out why. Probably because we don't have this kind of spaces, so I have to use like this space thingy. And it worked. So this /s doesn't really work on Emacs, I'm sorry, Out9. So you programmed in IntelliJ IDEA for too long. How about that? Look at that. Look at that shit. Can your Vim do that? Can your Vim do that? That was fucking epic. And now look, I'm gonna do align rejects, boom. Now look, align rejects, boom. That's absolutely fucking epic. Imagine you're using PCRA syntax. Yeah. It actually took me so much time to get used to Emacs regular expressions. It's just, they were so infuriating. But yeah, after some time I kind of got used to them. And also, you have to escape parentheses for capture groups. Yeah, so basically if you don't escape parentheses, they're not treated as the part of the syntax of regular expressions. They're treated literally. If you want to turn them into capture group, you have to escape them. What the hell is wrong with Emacs? Like, what the fuck? It caused me so much time trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with my regular expression. Emacs using the control button fluctuate my pinky finger. Just remap your caps lock to control. Caps lock is fucking useless. If you want to match a parent when question mark, you have to escape it twice. You want to match a parent, then question mark. Just do a parent and question mark. All right. Looks good to me. Like this, just hold Shift Pepega. Jesus Christ. I mean, maybe like a caps lock is useful for Cabal developers. I don't know, but I'm not a Cabal developer, so it's kind of useless for me. But imagine programming in Cabal in 2020 and having a lot of money. Anyway, so I fixed that, and now if I try to compile this shit, it's not gonna compile because unknown type of asset, yeah, it cannot parse it. Basically, it cannot parse it because now we have to reuse everything like properly. So let's go to the asset typer. Assets typer. Your conf file has a lot of capital text. So how does that contradict to what I said? How does that contradict to what I said? It doesn't contradict to what I said. Like you're arguing with the wrong point. What the fuck? Alright, so here we have to do like a vars. Vars conf. So in here... Oh, we already accept... What the hell? So we take a line number? Okay. For common list below us and their lack of distinction between upper and lower case. I mean, I don't think so. As far as I know, common list is case insensitive, so it doesn't really matter. So, I think. I forgot what I was doing. Do list is the same as do list, yeah. It's like Pascal, you know? But Lisp. Like Pascal, but Lisp. So, first thing... So this time, this is ID and this is type. There we go. And we don't care about value. Cool. So we do care about the line, but we don't care about the value. Okay, so that means the compilation should be fixed now, hopefully. Has an incomplete type. Yep, so that means we have to return something afterwards. So, well, here we can just fail, and then I can return parse success. Success. Don't forget to define begin, define end. Very funny, thank you. Unknown type asset texture. Okay, so where is the parser? So the assets. Assets HPP. It's actually CPP when IP. All right. So we have to remove this thing here. Unknown asset texture. It still says unknown asset texture even though I fixed it. Oh, this is because in type. Okay, so excuse me. I need to remove S's. I need to remove S's. And it should work now. It should work now. And it doesn't work. Because when we load in the assets, we have to use vars config. So this one is ID, this one is a type, and asset path. So, and remove my s synpy. Sure. After the stream. So, let's continue. What string operation is that? Which one? The as removal? I mean, you're talking about SV or what? If you never heard about SV, check it out here. Yeah, check it out here. It's a user literal. Read about it. And then write 2 pages essay about it. Sorry. Okay, seems to be working and seems to be working. Alright. We did it, apparently. So, yeah, we are reusing the same syntax now as for the configuration. And that means I can go to the parsers and straight up remove this dead code, because everybody knows that dead code is a fucking bloat and needs to be purged. There we go. We just purged a bloat out of the code base. And that should just compile, hopefully. Would you look at that? I just removed a chunk of code and it just compiled. Isn't that like the hard proof that that shit was a bloat? That shit was a bloat and we get rid of it. Yes. Yes. Alright, so there we go. Then we can do pew pew pew. Pew pew pew. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. You see? Cool. We're ready to do a committee. Remove. Remove what? Reuse. Parse vars conf parser. Parser for parsing. Assets conf. Reuse parse vars conf parser for parsing assets.conf. That's a nice commit message. I really like this commit message. Thank you very much. Cheers, by the way. What's up, Wilkins? Welcome to the streamers. How are you doing? How are you doing, buddy? Is that vodka? Ah, yes! Because I'm a Russian! Ah, I must be drinking vodka. Hello, Rogu Uvu. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? So... Yes, that's what we did in the scope of this issue. That's what we did in the scope of this issue. Сука, блять, am I right? Ah, сука, блять. Cheers, by the way. I actually removed more lines than I added. Look at that. So, I removed a single line. But that line was a bloat. That line was a bloat. And then removed it. Finally. Just waiting for the continuous integration. Continuous integration. So I'm not sure about any mud files parser format, so I think that one is kind of like a special one. I need to update my C++ knowledge, still stack at C++ 98. The best C++. The best C++. Without any lambdas, without any of this shit. Right. The good old OP C++. Good old OP C++. After all these years of tea brewing, do you consider yourself a professional tea brewer? What does it... Well, depends on the definition of professional. So, for me, doing something professionally means that you're being paid for that, right? So I'm not being paid for brewing tea. So no, I'm not a professional tea brewer. Why no? We're here for the tea. No, you're not. You're lying. You're just memeing. I know that. I know that you're memeing me. You're not here for the tea. You're here for me suffering. That I actually impose on myself, right? Are you a master tea brewer then? No, I'm a main tea brewer then. After a recent GitHub update. So yeah, I'm only waiting for macOS. I'm only waiting for macOS. You're a professional sufferer. Yes, exactly. This is something I can agree with. Yes, I'm a professional sufferer. Windows faster than macOS. Yeah, that's for sure. And this is because it doesn't send to Apple servers each individual action that you do. That's why it builds faster. Haha. Well, I mean, Windows also sends telemetry, but I don't know how much. Who sends more telemetry, by the way, Windows or macOS? I don't know. Okay, so let's merge this thing. Windows sends more. Okay, I see. Isn't macOS about privacy? No, there was like a recent blog post about like them sending like shit ton of telemetry without even encrypting it. That was Pepega as fuck, like Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. So literally they were basically like all of the macOS, like MacBooks were broadcasting what users do like to the whole internet and the fuck. I think I saw that on Cases like Twitter somewhere. He actually sent that. That was actually scary. But luckily on macOS you can actually block that quite easily. Alright. Let's fetch the latest shite. Are you ready, Tozing? November 26. November 26. What is so special about November 26? Excuse me. I'm not getting that reference. The Thenur. Hello, the Thenur. Very glad to see you. Let's fetch everything. Imagine people sniffing what you do on macOS at the midnight. Nothing special. Okay, Apple. Does Apple really? So, wait a second. But how is this related to 26th November? Was almost immediately followed by server issues. Oh, okay. I probably didn't read that. Oh, goddamn. Okay, I'm gonna read that. Thank you so much. But I think I'm not actually educated on the topic. That's why probably. I'm just linking a blog post you mentioned. Oh, okay, thank you. But I guess it was a slightly different one. Oh shit, I'm Pepega. You wanna know how much of a Pepega I am? You wanna know how much of a Pepega I am? I'm gonna show you how much of a Pepega I am. So essentially, I don't use a dark reader on my main account, right? So, and because I have a dark reader here, I didn't recognize this blog post. Okay, Jesus fucking Christ. Because I remember that blog post, my brain remembers that blog post being white. And I look and, okay, this is like a darkish, so this is a different blog post. So I need to put it to my reminders. Okay, this is how much of a Pepega I am. Cool. And the reason why I'm using Dark Reader on while I'm streaming is because, you know, like everything is dark and it's just, you know, to avoid switching, like jumping the contrast too much. Because it's not comfortable for everyone. Anyways, yeah, so change color new thing, yeah. Infinite content on the internet. Infinite content on the internet. Did I merge everything? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, okay, so it fetched that, and now I need to merge that. And I can remove this thing. And what's gonna be the next issue? Shut. What's gonna be the next issue? So this one is done. Add parser, add animate file parser to something parser.h. It's pretty much like the same issue, but slightly different. Okay, let's do something fun. How about we assign different kinds of projectiles on different kind of sounds on shooting different kind of projectiles? How about that? Doesn't sound like something interesting? You know, we can go to like open art stuff and just pick some different sounds. For example, I have an idea. Maybe like when you shoot a potato, instead of doing pew sound, it will do sound. But to be fair, at the same time, we already have a sound. It's when you actually pick up an item. Yeah. So pew pew pew. Alright, so let's try to work on that. I'm gonna create a separate branch 287, and let me check out if the projectiles even have a technical opportunity to play different sounds. They don't even store any sounds associated with them. That's how bad the situation is. So, yeah. But maybe it shouldn't be stored in the projectiles. Maybe it should be stored in the weapon. Maybe it's a weapon that makes the sound. not the projectile itself. Projectile may make a sound when it splashes, when it actually hits the wall or something. So that could be a thing. So let's go to the weapon, and weapon may store a sound that it plays when you shoot it. Which means, by the way, since one of the weapons are placers that place the blocks, maybe you're also gonna play sounds when you place a block. Make sense? Kinda makes sense, not gonna lie. And so let's introduce. So when you want to play sound, you have to store an index, which is a sample S16 index, right? Shoot sound. Yeah, there we go. This is a shoot sound. And maybe some of the weapons don't have a shoot sound. In that case, we're gonna say maybe sample index, right? So they don't necessarily have to have anything. Alright, so when I go to the game, and game has a shoot. Well, I do remember that it had some sort of like a shoot, entity shoot. Like you make an entity shoot something. Oops, sorry, I think you were talking about this one. Oh. Oh shit. Maybe. So we both are Pepegas. Okay. I don't remember, to be fair. Maybe that one, but yeah. Yes, it is this one. I recognize the title. I recognize the title. Yes. I remember that the title was Your Computer Isn't Yours. Yeah. This one. Yeah, this was this one. So we both are Pepegas. So when I shoot something, this is where I play this thing, actually. But this one is where it is very quick to call the author of the previous article clickbaiter without reading the whole article with understanding. It's very quick to call. Huh. Well, classic internet, what can I say? How many days ago did you start making this game? Would your channel be good for someone who knows basic C++? Probably not. I don't know. It depends on the person. So I don't know. Like, I think for my channel, the skill is not as relevant as the mindset and sense of humor. So yeah. You can't learn programming from Twitch, which is not true. I learned programming from Twitch by streaming. Like they're talking about how someone wrote an answer to the article, but they didn't even bother to read the articles and understand what they're talking about. Yeah, so that happens quite often. Maybe they read, but they didn't understand it. That could be also a thing. So, and when do I play the sound? Well, I can play the sound like this. So, weapon shoot. Entity cooldown weapon. Okay. Can remove. I forgot to report that. Oh shit! I literally forgot to report that. So another thing. If weapon shoot sample has value, we're gonna simply play it. And we're not gonna play shoot sample of the entity. It should be shoot sample. Shoot sample. I'm 13. So a shoot sample. Okay, that looks cool. And that means maybe we can remove the shed sample from the entity. Yeah, we need to remove a shed sample from the entity. Shoot. There we go. We don't need that anymore. The jump sample, on the other hand, it does belong to entity. So shed sample is not needed here. Any other places? Doesn't have a. Did you mean should sound? God damn it. Okay, it's easier to just go here and just call it sample here instead of renaming everything. Cool. So it should work now, but it's not gonna play anything, right? It's not gonna play anything. You see, it doesn't play anything. So let's just try to find some interesting sounds for the water thingy. Credits, and let's go to the open game art. Splash sound. I hope it's not going to be very loud. Water splash. Okay. That's a lot of water, I'm gonna tell you. Maybe we can cut it. I'm really sorry if it was too loud. Lava splash, beach ocean, acid burn sounds, water wave. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take this one. It was just out of nowhere. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yo, Frankie! I have no idea what the hell is that, but yeah. What the hell is Yo, Frankie? Oh, there's even a second one. So we'll see. So let's go to assets. What is Yo, Frankie? Does anybody know what it is? I'm Frankie. Oh, I see. So it's yours. Alright. So can I do that with mPlayer? I think I played the wrong thing. Yes. Oh, I used to have that as a jump sound. I think I remember that. So yeah, let's open it in Audacity. Hopefully Audacity is not gonna kill my stream or anything. Okay, read the file directly, faster, safer, faster. Okay, so let's take a look. We're gonna start from here. Can I just cut it appropriately? I forgot how to use Audacity. Let me reopen it. Wait a second. I'm a bebegger. Okay, so yes. The fuck? Like, I don't like that it just jumps around too much. So maybe we can like limit to the... Yeah, maybe we can just limit it to this, right? Just limit it to this, and then make it fade out. Yeah, let's actually make it fade out. So effect is gonna be fade out, and maybe that will work. Audacity is incapable of actually like playing it properly. I think we'll have to save it first. I'm gonna export it as wave to water splash. Yeah, because our game supports only wave. I'm sorry, so there's nothing I can do about that. Yeah, so To be fair, it's still very long, right? You can think of it as being comprised of two like sounds. You can hear that, like it consists of two phases. I'm not sure if you can catch it, but yeah. So I think we need to cut the second phase. Yeah, I think we need to cut the second phase to make it like a little bit faster. But I need to see it on the waveform. So yeah. So I think it's like actually starts around here. Sounds like a noise to me. Well, water splashes are kind of noise. To think about it. So fade out. And I'm gonna export it again. I'm gonna, you know, make the quality even worse. Yes, replace it. Every sound is a noise if you think about it. Well, I mean, when people say a noise, they usually mean that the sound doesn't carries any information, right? So usually when you hear a sound, you can tell, okay, this is a water, okay, this is a crackling of a fire. But if you listen to a white noise, it doesn't have any of this information. So usually like sound carries information. When people say noise, it's something that doesn't carry any information. So when saying any sound is a noise, well, it's not correct. It depends on the definition of the noise. All right. Is it too loud? Maybe. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. So let's add it to the assets. All right. Splash sound. It's gonna be assets sounds water splash, and it's probably not gonna load up properly. You probably cannot even hear the music right now because yeah. Is it my play sounds? I think you can make it play sounds, but I'm not sure. Not sure 100%. You can make it play GIFs. Well, you can always extend it. It's open source. You can run Emacs in Emacs. It's not that impressive, to be fair. Alright, so the frequency of this thing is not what we expect originally, so we'll have to convert it. So we expect a very specific frequency, and the frequency that we expect is 48,000. So yeah, because I was too lazy. So this is something that we'll have to do super quick. So I think I can use FFmpeg. The input is going to be splash, a water splash, wave, and I don't know how to do that. I think it's just you can just do frequency. This is the frequency you want here, and the output is going to be water splash wave, like this. Is it going to work? Option frequency is not recognized. Okay, FFmpeg. FFmpeg frequency. AR, I see. So it's supposed to be AR. There we go. So if I examine the water splash 48 like this, it says that it's 48 hertz. Okay, makes sense. And now if I also have to update the assets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, are you ready? It doesn't play anything. And guess why? Because we never assigned that sound to the weapon, to the water gun weapon. So let's quickly do that. I'm gonna go to the entity, not entity, but rather a weapon. And where's the water gun? Archer Godson, Surging is awesome, just staying. Oh, you, thank you so much. Alright. So, shoot sample, and it's gonna be true. And what kind of thing we wanna put here? We wanna put it like that. So it's gonna be splash sound index. I think that's what we have to put here. A splash sound index. Yeah, and I forgot a semicolon, 2020. Are you ready? It would fit a little bit better if it would play on hitting the wall, I think. But yeah. All right. So it's all right. It's actually temporary anyway. So I think it's okay for what we're trying to achieve here. So I'm gonna remove this thing here, and yep. I just didn't want to spend too much time on this thingy. All right. 87 add sound shoot sample for water gun. For the game setting will record sounds of real river. Yes, exactly. Okay, fireball sound. Maybe that's what we want. We want to find a fireball sound. Okay, so let's be careful because it could be very loud. It's actually too long. I like the second one. Fire diarrhea, nice. I like that. This thread. Okay. Doesn't sound like fire. So nice thread, by the way. Thank you so much for linking to this thread. That's very cool. So it's also not public domain though. So do I want to use that? So what about this fireball? There's not that many fireballs. This one is public domain, so maybe we can work with this one then. Because that one is not public domain. Yo, Frankie! What is Yo, Frankie? Alright, let's download this thingy, Majingi. Assets, sounds. I'm gonna do duplicate. Do you have a gas stove? No, I don't have it. Alright, so let's open Yo, Frankie. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for the link. Thank you for googling that for me. Oh, it's an open source video game. Oh shit, that looks awesome. Wait a second. Never heard of it. Oh shit, really? Is that really open source? Why does it look so good? Well, I mean, for 2020. Official website. What's up, Summer? Welcome to the stream. Oh, I see. Maybe you should play it? I don't know. Oh, since it's open source, maybe we can contribute to it. Huh. Blender Institute. Alright, let's open this in Audacity. Does anyone have an Audacity to open it in Audacity? First of all, this is too huge of a delay. Like, come on. Who's doing like that in 2020? So maybe we can just remove that. Yep. So I think we can just remove it like up until here. And then... that was really strange, but let me remove a little bit more. And this part is going to be fading out. Effect, fade out. Cool. Another noise. All right, so let's export this as wave, fireball wave, cyberpunk. Nah, don't save this shit. All right, if I try to play it with the M player, it didn't. It's really strange. Like it didn't actually do anything. Like, well, can I speed it up? Is it possible to speed it up? Wow. That was nice. Change tempo. Okay. So percent change. Like let's make 50% faster. Well, Audacity is incapable of actually like playing it properly anyway, so I'm not gonna even try. Fuck that. Yeah, let's just play it faster a little bit. Let's just play it faster a little bit, and hopefully that will do it. I think we need to go faster, chat. I think we need to go faster. Gotta go fast. Effect, change tempo. Even faster than that. All right, and export. I just phased out a little bit, I'm sorry. Replace. Cool. And let's just close this. Okay, let's give it a try. So let's go to assets. Splash sound, fireball sound. Fireball. Assets, sound like this. And then we're gonna go to the weapon, CPP, fire gun, result, shoot, sample, true. Fireball, I said fireball, sound index. I think that's how we have to do that. Fireball sound index. And compilation. Where is the compilation of our nation? There we go. And let's just run it and see how it goes. It doesn't even compile because, oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Maybe I should like have support for several frequencies and whatnot. I mean, it's not that difficult if you think about it. Like support several frequencies. So because how do I even use that? Sound frequency. Yeah. So you actually have to have like several audio specifications, and it's kind of difficult to work with that. You'll have to sort of extrapolate that. Yeah, it's better to just keep them with the same frequency. So yeah. It's better to keep them with the same frequency. So let's actually do that one more time. It's going to be assets, sounds, and it's going to be FFmpeg input, fireball wave, AR fireball. There we go. And now if I go to the assets conf, I also have to update this thing here like that. Let's recompile that. Let's recompile. And let's just run it. Sound channels. It has an incorrect amount of sound channels. What the fuck? So what? How many channels do we have there? So we expect one, and how many do we have there? I'm surprised. Stereo. It's probably stereo. Is there an easy way to make it mono? God damn it. Yeah. Stereo to mono. Audio channel manipulation. FFmpeg it. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I should have FFmpeg it. FFmpeg it. Okay, so this is how we can essentially do that. No stereo in 2020. Yeah. Sorry. It's 000 wave. Then fire of FT8 mono. There we go. Okay. I'm not sure why I'm recompiling. Or I need to recompile because I need to regenerate some code based on this config. And okay, so here's the water. Here's the fire. That is cool. That is actually fucking cool, not gonna lie. Okay, so if I have these things... It's kind of interesting. Why doesn't water cancel out fire? I think water should cancel out fire. Epic battle. Yeah. That was actually super epic if you think about it. Yeah, I really liked it. Let's give it a try. And I won. Cancel out in Steam. That would be actually pretty cool. Yeah. Should it turn particle to obsidian? Very funny. Wait, is ice freezing the water and creating ice blocks? Not really. But you can place ice blocks yourself, right? And what's funny is that you cannot destroy ice blocks with water. You can only destroy them with fire. Yeah, I placed them. So another interesting mechanic is that you have a dirt that is not destroyable with fire, but it's destroyable with water through erosion. Yes, so basically this is how it works. So we have like, I'm trying to come up with like a balanced system of what kind of projectiles and tiles, you know, interact with each other and so on and so forth. Maybe we can come up with an interesting mechanic and whatnot at some point, Anyway, so let's add the fire sound. Add shoot sample for fire gun. Right. Let's push that right into the repo. Pokemon with it kind of is like it's a real-time Pokemon but with objects, projectiles and tiles and whatnot. Emaxu. Okay, Emaxu is a little bit dumb, but it is what it is. So I kind of want to code the interaction between water and fire, Right, we already have an interaction between ice and fire. It's kind of interesting if you think about it. It's kind of interesting. So if you have fire and you have like an ice golem, you know, shoots the ice projectiles. So yeah, and basically if the fire projectile and ice projectile collide together, they create a water projectile. So which is kind of interesting. Yeah. So right now, ice projectile doesn't have a sound, but yeah. Okay, so what do we have here? If A kind projectile is water and B kind projectile is fire, right? I suppose fire dies. Yeah, I suppose fire should just die. And if it's the other way around, we have to swap them. Yes, if it's fire, water. I know that this code is dumb, but this is because like it's a very new code and we have not explored these like mechanics yet to come up with a good abstraction. So after we accumulated enough of this hard-coded Pepega code, we'll see a pattern and probably we'll be able to abstract it out. So that's basically the reason why it's so Pepega. But it works, right? So it is Pepega, but it works. Is it really Pepega if it works? That's a good question. Alright, so here's another bottle. Yeah. Does it kill both of them? I think I did a fucky-wacky. So, okay. Yeah, I should actually kill B. B should be killed. Fire should be killed instead. If it works, it must have compiled. Yes, exactly. Alright. B. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, water is like pointless. Fire is pointless against like water gun, like completely. You have to choose something else, but I'm not sure what something else could be. Well, I mean, you can also use water, but yeah. So, okay, let's add mechanics to 8.7. Make water projectile kill fire projectile. Electricity of some sort. We do have assets for electricity, I think. We do have assets for electricity, but I need to create a new projectile. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm gonna create a pull request. Fire as projectile interaction. 87. Pokemon game. Alright, so let's create a pull request. We don't have like sounds for all of them, but might as well actually go to the weapons. I might as well actually go to the weapons, and for those we don't have the sound, I can create just to do. Alright. No sound for the rock gun. No sound for the ice gun. No sound for dirt block placer. For the dirt block placer. No sound for the ice block placer. So this is gonna be the to-dos. 287 additional work. I'm gonna push that right into the repo. I'm gonna create a pull request, and after it's pushed successfully, there we go. Rock destroys water but keeps moving, but moves slower than any other projectiles. Yeah, you can come up with a lot of interesting ideas. Add shoot sounds for fire and water guns. And we're gonna close this issue, 87. And also, I need to report what I put there. So it's gonna be gun, bin, snitch, report, prepend, and body. Introduced in 303. There we go. So let's take a look at what we need to report. Enemies don't drop any items anymore. Yeah, that's a problem. Can we, yeah, it's just another problem. No sound, no sound. Okay, look good. Imagine hitting an ice golem with water particles, creating mini golems, or maybe making it bigger. Imagine like you essentially make it slowly bigger. I think that's an interesting idea. Is there no Clippy and formattive for C++ is there? I know the one, we're not using them right now. There's no particular reason why we're not. I just didn't set them up. Okay, so yeah, we streamed for 3 hours, but I'm need to go already, unfortunately, boys and girls. It is time for me to go. So today is a little bit shorter stream. We're not gonna hit the 4 hours mark. But I think today was a pretty productive stream. Thanks everyone who's watching me right now. I really appreciate that. Have a good one, and I see you, guess when? Guess when I'm gonna see you? I'm gonna see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, according to the schedule, we're supposed to have a code review streams, but I actually cancelled code review streams. Now we're doing them on Discord. Actually, for new people out there, we have a Discord, and every Thursday when we have a day off, we gather in a voice room and you know, just chatting about different things. And one of the things I do, I review code reviews there. So yeah. And now we have a free slot for a project. So tomorrow we do in fact have a free slot for a new project, and tomorrow I probably will start a new project. So stay tuned for that. So check out our schedule page for more information on different projects we're working on. I'm gonna update the schedule there. Check out our VODs channel. We upload the recordings of the streams there. This stream is going to be there as well, but tomorrow we upload them on the next day. And also, I already mentioned Discord. So yeah, check out our Discord for offline discussion with the community. And let's maybe rate somebody. We haven't rated anyone for quite some time. Who should we rate? Is anybody streaming anything epic today? Only we just need to wait until our you know, Pilot is streaming. Is he streaming programming? Oh god, Twitch is so slow. Okay, Pilot is streaming programming, so we're gonna rate him. Twitch UI is horrible, or maybe, I mean, you could probably say that it's my laptop, but I don't have any problems with performance on any other website, especially when streaming. Alright, say hi to Pilada. Thanks everyone for watching, and I see you all tomorrow. Love you all. Mwah.